Hey, what's up, my Doku's Jason, and welcome you back to more The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Excuse me, sorry, I literally had a burp, and then I feel like something else was coming. Seems to always happen when I record. I don't know why I'm starting to turn into Nintendo Capri Sun. Anyway, last time, we started on Dragon Roost Cavern, and got basically halfway through. We met up with, or I guess reunited with Medley, who gave us the grappling hook, and she said she was going to go warn everybody about what exactly she found out about Valoo, which is that something in the room below him is causing him issues because it's messing with his tail. And this time, well, we're going to be continuing through this dungeon in hopes of finding out what exactly is causing is causing Valoo such problems. Starting here, we're just going to want to use our grappling hook to swing across these in order to get to this door. This door will bring us back inside the dungeon. And to a completely different spot in the dungeon. Now, the grappling hook is one of my personal favorite items. And why is that? Well, because now, trying to get these enemies collectibles is not a chore at all, because you can just grab it off of them with the grappling hook, meaning you can easily grind up the amount of items that you need for, specific people, as there are side quests that are based around collecting certain spoils that each of these enemies drop. And defeating both bokoblins seems to open it, or to, I guess, make a chest spawn. And we need to get down there. One of our easiest things to do, just go ahead and spin attack on these ropes, and we will break the bridge, making it easier to get down there. Whee! So, let's go ahead and grab this chest, which contains a joy pendant. We're getting our numbers up. I think that puts us to 7? Or no, we actually have 11. Interesting. I thought we would have had less. Alrighty, and here's gonna be a little different, because what we want to do is we want to do a spin attack on all 3 of these. If you only do 1 or 2, this will fail. Let's go ahead and do that. And now that this platform is being raised up without anything on it, once this lava spire calms down, we'll fall down here, being able to go through this little cave and be able to get to where we need to go. Alright, climbing up this ladder. This will... I guess not. I thought there was some enemies here, but I guess there isn't any. Let's go ahead and come over here, or not come over there, but throw our grappling hook at that, which will activate, I guess, a pressure plate of sorts, and it'll open up this door. Also, as you can see, that rupee didn't make our counter go up, because we are now officially at the maximum amount of, what's the word? The maximum amount of, whatchamacallit, of rupees. I don't know why my brain just did not want to process that. That's what happens when you record, late at night. Your brain doesn't always process things after a specific amount of time. Alright, head through here, and there appears to be a bigger chest here. And we have some, what are these enemies called again? I literally just said it last episode. How do I not remember what these enemies are called? Magtails. We have some magtails here, and we are actually not, well, actually I guess one magtail, but we are not going to want to defeat him in the traditional way, because there's a switch here. However, if we step off of it, it activates the fire again. So, these magtails actually have another unique thing about them. If you choose not to kill them, and just instead hit them in their eye, they will wrap up into a ball. And this ball can be used to push down on switches in order to, keep the pressure down on it. Let's go ahead and open this big chest, and we will find the big key. Use it to gain entrance to the room where the dungeon's boss lurks. The big key, otherwise known as the boss key. Even though, you know, most games call it a boss key, this game calls it a big key, and it's going to be really strange because, you know, most Zelda games call it a boss key, and it's just, you know, a weird adaptation. I may call it boss key sometimes, I may call it the big key, others, who knows. Anyway, we can go back the way we came. However, it can be a little tedious. So I want to show you a neat trick. If you save your game and go to the title screen and just, you know, go into your file, you can do something called save warping. Anytime you save the game and turn the game off, you will, if you're inside a dungeon, you will start back at the beginning of the dungeon. Speedrunners who you know, speedrun Wind Waker actually use this as a, you know, way to get through dungeons faster, as, you know, you can save warp back to the entrance and use certain things to get back to where you need to be. For example, because we skip back to the dungeon, or to the beginning of the dungeon, we can now use this warp pot and we can actually get back to where the boss door is. However, I'm actually missing something, and I just thought about it when we were using the warp jars. I'm actually missing something. There is one thing that we have not obtained in this dungeon yet. And it's actually something I didn't even bother to show off that we would be coming back for later. And remember how I said that each dungeon will have a two two treasure charts? Well, our second treasure chart that we need to pick up is actually back in a room that I didn't even bother to, you know, look at. And that is if we come into this room and we look off here to the right. Well, first we have choo-choos. I don't know why I'm so interested. There's actually is a reason why you should be picking up Chew Jelly, because there's a place that you can actually turn these in for something useful. And so we will be doing that. How many do we have, actually? Okay, we're at 14, so I think we have plenty for what we need. But now, go ahead and come over here and just destroy this, and we'll find one of these chests. And obviously, because I pointed it out, this contains our second treasure chart. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and warp back, and I guess I'll meet you guys back in the area with the boss door. Alrighty, back here in the room with the boss door. We're gonna go ahead and use our grappling hook to get over here. Find yet another one of these, one of these magtails. Go ahead and defeat him, because he doesn't really hold any value to us right now. Got a heart container, and there's some chests here. One of which contains a Knight's Crest. Yet another spoil for us. This is actually going to come in handy very, not very soon, but like it's going to come in handy that we want to collect them. Then there's a yellow rupee, which we don't really need because, you know, we already have max amount of rupees. There's another joy pendant. And here we are about to be introduced to another mechanic. This, I failed to catch it in my bottle, but this, you can actually catch it in your bottle. And this is what is known as a fairy. When we run out of our life energy, we will get our life energy replenished by this fairy. It's a neat little trick in the Zelda series where, you know, you get fairies, and if you fall, they will revive you. Anyway, now that we're at the boss door, let's go ahead and head inside. welcome to our first boss encounter, Goma. Starting off, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use the Great Valoo's tail as a bit of a, you know, grapple, I guess, or at least a hook. You know, basically something to use our grappling hook on to grab onto and knock the rock that surrounds his tail down onto Goma, breaking its outer shell. Gonna want to watch out for these little lava bursts. They will damage you. But we're gonna want to do that in order to break the outer shell, and we need to do that at least 3 times. So, go ahead and keep going. And you can dodge out of Goma's attacks, you know, because Goma will try to attack you while you are trying to grapple hook, but if you just, you know, you just kind of keep out of Goma's way, you can easily just, you know, grab onto the tail and not have to worry about any of the attacks that Goma throws at you. Go ahead and swing by one more time, and we land up on a higher platform. But also, we have now broken Goma's outer shell. This will allow us to truly damage it. So, gonna go ahead and use our grappling hook on his eye, and just keep swinging at it until we defeat it. That's all we gotta do. Pretty simple first boss, but one that, you know, does things really well. And because we defeated the boss, he leaves behind, or I guess it leaves behind, a heart container, which, you know, our life energy is increased by 1. So we now have 5 heart containers. Isn't that nice? Now, we have nothing left to do. Let's go ahead and head into the swirly wind center of this area, and head off.
Well, Prince Kamali, don't you have something to say?
I heard everything from Medley. Link, thank you so much. I'm sorry I mistrusted you. I hope I could be like you someday, Link.
You will, Kamali. I just know it. Right, Link?
So, Link, here. I want you to take this, Link. Giving you the thing I value most will give me the courage I need to stand up to bad things.
We get Din's Pearl.
The great Valoo is grateful to you, Link.
Oh, hero, thank you. Oh, hero, use the wind god's wind.
Use the wind god's... wind? That's what he said, but I don't understand. I wonder what it means. The wind god's wind. I wonder if what he's talking about has anything to do with the wind shrine that's through that tunnel. Oh, I almost forgot. The great Valoo also names you, Link, a true hero. I agree with him. As far as we're concerned, Link, you really are a hero.
Well, I'm going to go and visit Valoo. I'll come and see you sometime. With the best pair of wings ever.
Hey, Prince Kamali! Thanks so much, Link. See you again someday.
Alrighty. Well, we have done great to the Rito people. However, we're gonna go ahead and take the Great Valoo's advice and come over here to this wind shrine. For if we do so, we can actually see that there are some strange markings on this little stone here. If we pull out our Wind Waker, we can actually learn a new song. And that is not how to play that song. We learn the Wind's Requiem.
Yep, that's a mighty nice breeze. The name's Zephos. I'm the god of winds. So, you're the new Wind Waker, are you? Great, great. For a beginner, you've got a nice wind sense about you. I like you, kid. That tune you just picked up? Well, it gives you control over the direction the wind blows. Depending on how it's used, wind can be a good thing, or a very bad thing. You want an example of it being a bad thing? Then you should see my brother. It saddens me to say that my brother, Cyclos, is miffed about his monument here being broken, and now he spends his time creating cyclones to torment people with. So if you encounter any cyclones at the sea, please chastise my brother for me, will you? And that is my request for you.
Quite the strange person. But I guess we'll have to keep an eye out for this Cyclos, I guess, because we don't really know of any tornadoes out on the open sea. But of course we haven't even been that far. So we'll definitely keep an eye out. Anyway, now that we are here, there is nothing else that we really need to do at this moment on Dragon Roost. There are some side quests that have opened up to us, but we do not have the ability to complete them simply because they are spoil side quests. Basically, what I deem as spoil side quests are side quests that require items of a certain number. Basically, like the Miss Marie spoil side quest, where we need joy pendants. Anyway, I guess let's go ahead and go over and talk to the King of Red Lions and inform him on what has happened.
It would seem that Ganon sent those monsters to this place. But that would mean there is no time to lose. We must depart at once for the place where the next pearl sleeps. We sail to the south.
Alrighty. Oh. I guess we can't do that yet because we need to change the wind direction, because I keep forgetting that, yes, you need to change the wind direction and make sure that it's going in the direction we have to go in order to actually be able to get in the King of Red Lions and take off. Anyway, so now that we've done that, let's go ahead and climb inside. And let's start heading off towards the south.
right there, small fry. I don't know where you got your mitts on that sea chart you got there. But it looks to me like it's pretty much got nothing but seas drawn on it. It's pathetic. In fact, it's almost an insult to call that thing a sea chart if you ask me. What's the matter, small fry? I'm just trying to be nice here. I'm telling you that you've got a problem. And you do. No, don't give me that stupefied look. It makes you look like you ought to be in diapers. Just listen, okay? I'm here to teach you what I know about this island. So open up your sea chart and make it snappy. There's a real peculiar cave toward the backside of this here Dragon Roost Island. Yeah, real peculiar. But I doubt you'll ever get there to see it, small fry. Unless you manage to sprout wings and fly, that is. Because you won't be getting there otherwise. That's all I can teach you, small fry. But I will do this for you since I'm feeling so generous. I'll send word to all my brethren living near the islands of the Great Sea. Good bunch of fish. If you see a fish leaping out of the water when you sail near an island, sail up to it and spread bait out on the water's surface. Trust me, this is good advice, Fry. See, the baiting process allows you to get a chart of the island, along with any info that might be of use to you. I highly recommend you make a habit of doing so. See, you're definitely gonna need a reliable sea chart to help you search for things out at sea. I can't emphasize that enough, Fry. You need a well-drawn chart. If you don't get a chart for every island you come across, it'll just be a bigger hassle for you later on. Now don't say I never did anything for you, Fry. Boy, you there. You kingly red lion guy. That's it. I've repaid my debt. I'm done. You take care of the rest.
Alrighty. So we now have the ability to, fill in the parts of our sea chart, which we will definitely do so. That is another reason why I got bait. We can use the bait to lure any of those fish we see into, basically mapping our chart. And I'm going to do every single quadrant of the sea chart. But with that, I think that's going to be it for this episode. We've done a lot. We've completed our first dungeon, obtained the first pearl, and now have our next destination in sight. However, I don't think we'll be going straight towards our destination, because there are some things that I want to take care of back west at Windfall Island, as there are some things that have opened up to us, and now that we have a lot of rupees, we can actually do them, and it'll be very beneficial. So, next time on The Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker, we're going to be heading back to Windfall to be taking care of some side quests. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, troops out a ton. Make sure to subscribe if you've not already. And I will see you guys all later.